Look, I get a chance to talk about these incredible women, and they are an incredible bunch because they won an Olympic medal, and it wasn't just an Olympic medal won. They won the hearts and minds of a country and inspired another generation of Sinclairs. I mean, just an amazing group. 9 months earlier, this is what they looked like. Just like that. Completely broken. And I mean broken. And when you know what broken people look and feel like, you know what I mean. Like when you fail on the world stage like they did, finishing last place in that Women's World Cup in 2011, it's like having a death in your family. That's the sort of trauma that they experience. It's called sports trauma. And some of them couldn't even stand up straight because of the shame and embarrassment they were carrying. They had to come back to Canada and look people in the eye. And people have said, look, well, what the hell did you do? This little hobbit from New Zealand, like. And it was like, well, actually, what did I do? And you know what? I bring it right back to a simplicity. And it's 2 little words you've been told since you were like this high. And we get so complicated in life. Caitlin was talking about clutter. And we clutter our lives right up that we just forget about the absolute basics in life. And those 2 words are be good. Just be good. Be a good mom. Be a good dad. Be a good husband. JJ, be a good brother. Lily, be a good sister. Just be good. It's like that simple. But how hard is it to be good? Like on the pitch, our players were good, but off the pitch, well, we'll just turn it off now. I don't have to be good anymore. Really? And I had problems with that in my life. I'd be good at work, I'd be a great coach, and then I'd get home and I'd be like walking zombie, land of the dead. Like my wife and kids got nothing from me, and I had to fix that. You can't turn this off, because if you want to reach greatness, and that's what this group had to buy into, they had to achieve consistent goodness in every part of their life, and not only when people were watching. Great people do it when nobody's watching. So here's my question. Aye, exactly. The question is, how bloody good are you? I'm being serious. Like, how good are you at this moment in your life? At home, at work? And do you turn it on and off when you want to? And the reason this is so important, when someone asked us, hey, how the hell did you win that bronze medal? Anyone watch the game? We got absolutely mashed off the French. 27 shots to 3. Like, I've got no idea how we won it. But what I do know is in the locker room, in that day, we said, look, we were emotionally drained after that US game where we were absolutely robbed. I didn't say that and I'm over it. I hope this isn't on YouTube because I've got a FIFA fine coming now. But they were drained, and we said, look, girls, these French will not take our spirit today. They won't take our spirit. 91st minute, Diana Matheson's in the box with 5 other Canadians, making sure we brought that medal home. Desiree Scott, 20 minutes earlier, is clearing it off the line. Erin McLeod's making saves. They weren't going to take our spirit. They were going to be good, and they promised each other they'd be good. And when you're good, the universe brings you stuff. And that's how we won the medal. The universe, thank you. So, hey, this is the shortest TED Talk ever. It's that easy, be good. Hey, if only it was that simple. Look, I'll take you on the aeroplane that I jumped on because I decided to come to Canada. I lived in New Zealand, I've got 2 Kiwi kids, and I'll tell you, I had a great life. But I jumped on this plane and absolutely shit myself. I had a massive oh shit moment. Because like in New Zealand, no one really cared about women's football. But you come into a country where people actually care about it. And I knew if I lost a couple of games, I'd be out of a job. In New Zealand, it was like you lose 2 games. You tried well. Good try, John. But here, I was coming to work with Sinclair. the Michael Jordan of women's soccer. You know it. 100% on and off the pitch every day. The best I've seen and worked with. And I was going to come and work with her, this little hobbit from New Zealand. And I actually questioned myself, how the hell am I going to do it? Can I do it? Is it possible? And I'll ask you, when was your last oh shit moment? Because I'll tell you now, I felt vulnerable there. This was the first time I thought I'm going to fail at something in a long time. When was your last one? Or have you got too old where you just protect yourself now? I'm too old for that oh shit stuff. Are you having one? Are you going to have one? Are you planning one? Because that's where the magic really does happen. And my next oh shit moment was actually seeing these girls. I was going to meet them in Kansas for the first time. And it wasn't actually the nerves of meeting them. It was just a wardrobe malfunction was my oh shit. I rang Claire up and I said, Claire, I'm a bit nervous. What do I wear? And she said, well, look, don't be corporate. Don't put a suit on and don't be that tracksuit guy, eh? She said, just be you. I stuck some jeans in your case, stick them on. And what I hadn't realized when I put them on, they were skinny jeans. And I'm walking up the corridor going, oh shit, this thing's sticking out that probably shouldn't be, and I'm going to meet women. Man, she's been dressing us since I was 30. I should have known. But look, what would you do? How would you go and meet this group of women? Broken team. Like, what would you do? How would you approach it? So you're thinking about it. And you get these opportunities every single day to impact people's lives. But you leave it down to people like coaches because we're coaches and it's our job to motivate and inspire. You're a coach. When was the last time you really thought about having an impact on your kid's life and what you're going to say? Your colleague's life? Do you take their moments? I really thought about it. And I know there's no point telling people anything because you know when you do, you don't even know if they're listening. They've got these things called bullshit detectors and deflectors. And you've been doing it already, opening and closing. Some things you've let in went, ooh, I like that. Another time, Because when my messages go into you, I'll tell you what, they bounce around a meaning maker and you make sense of what I'm saying, but I've got no idea what sense you're making. What's the point in talking at people? And who does it? I bet you do it to your kids all the time. You talk at them. I had to think of a great question like, does my ass look big in these? No. Karina said it. Who are Canadians? That was my question. Who are you? What are you about? I'm an Englishman through New Zealand and now I'm in Canada. The only thing I learned about Canadians was a Monty Python sketch about lumberjacks, high heels and suspenders. So I came here for my midlife crisis. I mean, really, what is it? Who are you? Like if I asked you now, who are you? Can you actually tell me who you are? And does anyone ever ask you? Because this group had said we've never been asked that before. And we had an hour together of laughter, tears, confrontation. Probably the best meeting they'd ever had. But at that point, the fire was lit. And I lit it even further because I opened up your anthem. I really wanted to understand Canadians before I could be understood. And you have got one of the most powerful pieces of literature ever written in your anthem. And you've been singing it since this high. But I don't think you appreciate it. Who goes to church? Have a lie in, you don't need to. Don't bother. Just live your anthem. See thee rise. The true north, strong and free. Oh my God. But when I read what I was seeing, and I see this in airports, in lounges, in the lifts, I hear it in coffee shops. This mediocrity, victims, blame, the conversations you hear, and this group of women were blaming everyone but themselves for what had happened in Germany. And they weren't being Canadian, not the Canadians I'm knowing. Oh, Canada, we are mediocre. We like to blame. Yeah? That's not what I heard when I stood with 55,000 people across the road there in BC Place. I didn't hear that. I got the goosebumps on the oh, Canada bit. You know what I'm talking about. Just be a good Canadian. Live your anthem. And I opened it up and said, look, you Canadians sing about being glorious and free. That tells me you're free every day to choose glory. Every day. That's your choice. People fought for that choice. And you can choose it. What are you choosing at the minute? Or is someone else in control of your glory? Because that's what I was hearing. You're free. And people get trapped in these mind-made prisons of contaminated thinking that somebody else out there controls their destiny. And that's why I'll never go to a podium. Because it's her fault, his fault. And they even said to us, John, you don't get it. We were in Italy, in Rome. It was like a prison camp. 3 months from the World Cup, it was awful. Like the Colosseum was like 2 kilometers down the road. They were getting Italian food every day. Wine, the sun. And they were playing soccer. A bloody prison camp. Read that guy's work. He lived in one. He watched his family get murdered. And he chose glory every day. Don't ever, ever tell me that something out there dictates your destiny. It never will. And then they start to realize that I'm not a typical leader. I don't go around forking my players. Hey. Hey, I don't carrot them either. I don't do that. Hey, the famous coach John Wooden said, hey, the athlete's best friend is the bench. Really? Like the threat of the bench is their best friend? Hey, use the bench. Here's your shirt. There's a bench. Here's your shirt. No. And we do this with our kids. The only thing we have to do is light people's fires, and they don't need anything else. They know they're in charge of their destiny. And once they can take responsibility, and they did, they finally accepted that they failed in Germany. It was us. That was the fire lit. And when we lit that fire, there was no looking back. We could start looking at this next part of your anthem. I bloody love it. Having small man syndrome, I'm always fighting. And I've never really got over it, to be honest. But this bit of your anthem tells us that you Canadians, and at times, look, you're always apologizing and being nice to people. But I know there's a line here that if I cross that, you're going to absolutely knock me out. Like there's a line that you'll stand on guard for, you'll fight for. And I love that about Canadians. And I needed to know what this group were going to stand on guard for. What is the line? Because they'd lost it. And when we opened that up, it was very simple. Here it is. Are you ready? We're either going to step above 80% plus good every day, abnormality, high performance, or we're going to live below that line, mediocrity. And if you do, you're not going to represent Canada because you don't deserve it. That's it. Live above the line, no life in between. And you get that choice every day to step into abnormality, high performance, being good on and off the pitch, whether people are watching or not, or you can choose normality. That's what we were going to stand on guard for. And I'm challenging you to live above that line every day, because you only get a tiny little portion on this planet to make a difference. And you live above there, you can get to greatness. Ask Karina LeBlanc, UNICEF ambassador. Football was something she did, never defined her, because once she crossed that line, she's never looked back. And the reality is, once you've got that clarity on what you're going to stand on guard for, it's time to decide your true north. And once you've got a true north, I'm telling you now, when that true north burns in you, it thrusts you over that line. And I'll tell you, your brain is going to always try and pull you back into normality. It wants to keep you safe. Hence, not everyone achieves greatness. Your brain will keep pulling you back and say, don't go there, that's a bit risky. You might make a fool of yourself. You might fail. It'll pull you. But when your true north burns strong enough, there's no stopping you. So what is your true north? If I ask you now, as a Canadian, what is your true north? At home, at work. Have you got one? Because if you haven't, you're cruising. You're below the line. And our true north for this group was about winning medals. And we realized very quickly, girls, that's a toxic goal. It's not about winning medals, and it's not about redemption. It's about what's inside the medal. And we had to discover that. We had to decide what we truly wanted to leave with the medal we were going to win. And they wanted to inspire the next generation. They wanted to feel a connection with their country and with each other that normal humans don't feel. And they wanted to feel fulfilled because they could look each other in the eye at the end and say, I still love you no matter what we've been through. And at that point, I knew it was time to reveal my true north. And it was that picture. Now, I know a little bit about neuroscience, and I had that picture on the wall in my office, and every day I looked at it. Because I never wanted that woman to feel like that again, because she doesn't deserve it. She never deserved that look. You can be disappointed in life, but look at her face. She lives above the line every day, and she has done for pretty much all of her life. She's an amazing woman. And in my care, you won't ever look like that again. And I decided to open this up. I projected this up onto a wall in a shitty little dressing room in North Vancouver. And I said to the girls, have a look at this. What do you see? Now, how does it make you feel? And within 10 seconds, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Within 30 seconds, someone plucked up the courage to say what needed to be said. Honesty. Christine, we've been letting you down now for more than 10 years. And they made a promise at that point which changed everything. They promised to make her cry again. And we did. And do you know what? I'm going to say it. She wasn't the best player in that tournament. But for the first time, other women stepped up to her level, put her on her shoulders. She got every accolade. And she deserved it because our teammates put her on her shoulders. That's true north. When we do things for other people that means something that's bigger than you. What is your true north, people? Have you got one? They stood on that podium for the first time in 80 years on the back of keeping promises to each other, on the back of committing to being a good Canadian. Can you make that commitment? Will you make that commitment coming out of here? You've heard all sorts all day, but will you just let it slip after a week, after 2 weeks? Because living above that line isn't easy. I'm a coach. And so are you. You've just got to choose to accept it. You look at me and go, your job is to motivate people. Your job is too. Your job's no different to me. Go and light the fires of your kids. Go and light the fires of your colleagues. Don't hide from that responsibility. Go and make someone great. Go and be great yourself. Who are you? This whole conference has been about ID. Who are you? And if you can answer that question, you live above that line and be good. Thank you.